So today our class is CSS. CSS. So let's look at our GitHub right here. CSS introduction. CSS is the language we use to style a web page. Later I will add the this recording video link here. Okay. So what is CSS? We learn about HTML. HTML provides the structure of the website. Correct? That's the structure. Basically the content, right, which you can display using HTML tag. Now you want to add some styling. For that we're going to use CSS. CSS is for giving style to our HTML. How we use CSS? So this is the high level concept here, right? Always there will be selector. You select, from HTML you select, somehow you select. There is different way to select: by name selection, most likely ID selection, class selection, the grouping of selection and all that, right? Different way you will select. The high level concept is you must gonna have selector, then curly bracket. Now the style will come in pair, right? Like basically start with property and value, always like this, and then separate with colon. So one selector can have many style, like color, text alignment, font size, background, right? So there will be different style you can apply for any selection. So this style property, we have to learn step by step. But the high level concept is this one you have to remember, right? Always selector, curly bracket, and the property and value. So see, property colon value and then semicolon. So that is one style. The next line is again property, that is text align colon center and semicolon. Similarly, you will add the remaining property and value. That is the concept. How you gonna write CSS, the rule or syntax you can call it. Let's talk about the selector. Selector, right? So CSS selector are used to find or select the HTML elements you want to style. This is the concept here. You just need to, when you use the selector, means CSS will find that HTML element to apply the style. Simple enough. Now the ID selector. So when you have ID selector, this is how you write the CSS. ID name, starting with the hash, right? So hashtag ID name, okay? And then the way CSS will be written is same. Curly bracket, inside the curly bracket, you're gonna have property and value. This will be same. The only thing is how you select, right? That is important. Either name or ID or class. If you have ID, will be always hashtag. Just remember that. Let's say for class, right? Class will be starting with dot point right here, and the class name, the remaining is same as other, right? Same. Style will be always same. Curly bracket, property and value, always same. Okay. Only thing is how you select, that is important. Here is the universal selector. So generally, right, or normally, if you want to apply few style or few CSS rules for the complete element, means for everything, like general, right, which will be applied to all the element universal, right? So that's why we call it universal selection. If you put star curly bracket, text align center and color blue, then all the element, all HTML element will be center and color blue, all. That is universal, okay? But we, we, because with this universal style, right, there is some benefit. I mean, we can have, maybe sometimes we need to apply few styles for everything. uh, in that situation we're going to use this style, and I will show you why, I mean how, right, or for what purpose, okay? So next one is the group CSS grouping selector, grouping, right? Example, look at here, all these style are same, correct? Same style for heading 1, heading 2, and paragraph. So you can group this, heading 1, heading 2, paragraph, and just put the style here. Just need to one line done, right? No need, we don't have to write three different places. That is called grouping of selector. The CSS rules are, the syntax, whatever you can call it. Here is multiple, that is called grouping. Descendant, right? Look at descendant, okay? Means if the div has a paragraph, or maybe one of the section, right, one of the box, and inside that box, if you want to apply certain rules or certain CSS, so that is descendant selection, okay? Call that box an element inside that box. So that will be descendant selection, and the rule or CSS will be same way you can add, so class and ID. So look at this format, right? That will be helpful. And I think as long as you can remember all this, the way we select ID, class, descendant, multiple, or grouping, and element, right? Uh, Almost we can do our most of the work with this much skill. Good. Okay, so the next is color. So now, after knowing all these rules, how to select the element, and how to write the CSS, right? CSS style or property and value. Next one is learning about the property. So you're gonna have different property like colors, background colors. So if you talk about color, right? Any property you're gonna learn. Let's say example color. Where you can apply that? How and where? How means this is how, right? But where? So for background of any element, the text of any element, and for border of any element. Remember, every element is a box. Box can have a border, box can have a text, and box can, if there is a box, you can do the painting, right? Background color. Okay, so that three things can have the color behave property, okay? And here is some examples you can look at. Color value now, right? See the value, I mean, we call the color property, but how you gonna write the value of the color? So RGB, or with the hex code, or HSL, or RGBA, red, green, blue, and I think this is a, right? That is saturation, we call it. Saturation means how much dark or light, something like that, you can apply here. So it will start from 0 to 0 0.1, 2, 3 until 1, right? 1 is the complete dark. No, yeah, it will be complete, like whatever color, right? It will be complete 100%, or maybe little lighter. That's how you apply the saturation. Alpha, we call, I think, alpha value. Yeah, that is the alpha value. Okay, and same thing will go with HSL, right? Here also there is a alpha value. So again, it will start from 0 until 1. So 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 3, 0 0.3 until 1. So 1 is the highest and 0 is the lowest, right? Okay. Same thing, you go with the background. In the background, now you can have a background color, you can have image, background attack, all that things, right? So you have to go through this background things. We'll look at separately about the background. Okay. The next thing is box model. Okay, what is box model? What I said, right? Every element is a box. This one is very important. Okay, this one is very important to understand. We must understand this, right? So normally when we have any content, right? Okay, let's take example here. I will create a boilerplate and call it CSS revision. Revision, right? Okay, class one. Okay, I have a style set. Let me link that. So before we start writing our CSS to the external style sheet, I just want to quickly talk about the way or different way you can, like insert the style, right? The first one is inline, uh, home page, right? Home page. So inline means within the same element. How? By writing the attribute. How you write attribute? So to apply style, there is a style attribute, style, right? Style attribute. Now attribute, this is how you write an attribute. The only thing here is, you have to write the CSS property and value. Let's give a color of red. Good. See, if you want another property, just semicolon and text, let's say font size, not text, but let's give it font size. Font size most likely maybe large, or you can give it like pixel, right? 50 pixel, like that. If you want another, just separate, just right here. That is called inline styling, right? So let's go live view. Here, good. Let's see if I can put it side by side so that no need to move too much. Good. That is done. What is the next thing? So that is inline, and internal will be here, right? Just call the style tag, and you write the style here. So what I will do, I will just put heading 2, just call the heading 2, right? And maybe background color blue. So I don't have heading 2, so here heading 2, this is blue. Look at that. That is the heading 2. Clear? That is internal, and external will be here, right? So I will just give a paragraph and call it color, maybe orange. So I need to write one paragraph here. Just give some lorem text and save now. Look at that. That is orange text. Clear? So 3 different places you can apply this CSS: inline, internal, right? That will be in the head section. Within the head section, this will be another tag called style, and now inside this style you can write all the CSS. So if I need to apply something paragraph here, background maybe blue or orange, not orange, but let's call it purple. Save, and see the background is there, right? One style is coming from, for paragraph coming from here, this okay. I mean, as long as they are not they are unique style, it will be applied, right? Does not matter. But the best thing is we always gonna use external styles. Okay. All right, so let me remove all this and get back to our okay. So what we're gonna do now, right? Understand the box models. So I will just create one div, okay, and let me add heading one. This is box, right? One, something like that, and paragraph. Let's put some text. So this is the box div. I can give ID or class, maybe call it oh, box one. First, what I will do, right? I'm gonna give some style to this div. So what is that? Okay, remember we had the selection for universal, right? Right now, if you look at, there is some margin on the, all this element, right? They are all separate from each other. So there is predefined margin which element received from the browser. Okay, so how you can reset that? I mean, you want to give your own style, right? So let's reset everything. Everything means universally. So normally when you start your CSS, what you can do is just add this reset style first. That will be margin 0. When I save, all the margin is gone, right? Also you can do some element has padding also. Let's do that. Padding also 0 base thing. And box sizing, border box, always add this much style on the top. Clear? So see the use of this universal selector. Good. Next thing is I just what was this div here? Box one. Okay, so that is class, right? Class box one. Fine. So go back and I will do the dot box one, and I will apply background color, or maybe, okay, let's give a border, right? Start with a border, correct? But before that, I want to give some width, small width, maybe 600, not 600. Let's make it 500 pixel. So, or even less, right? So you can see the complete size here. Okay, 300. Fine. Now I will apply border. So border will be 5 pixel. That is the size of the border. Style will be solid, and color will be let's give it purple. So that's the border, right? Look at here, because all elements are box, and you can apply the property what we are going to learn right now for the box. Okay, every element you can do the same thing. You can give a width, you can apply border. So let's look at our box model first, right? Try to understand that. See, there is a margin. You see the border, outside is margin, inside is padding, and the content is here, right? Whatever is the text, that is content. So without border, margin, and padding, there will be only content first. But when you add padding, border, and margin, they also become the part of the content or part of the box. Means part means what? They provide some kind of size, like width, whatever pixel, the size you give, right? For example, this 5 pixel border. So all around there is a 5 pixel size. Here is a 5 pixel on the left. Let's go from the top, border right, border bottom, border left. They are 5 pixel, 5 pixel, 5 pixel, 5 pixel. Okay. So in the box model, you have to understand border. What is margin now? Let's understand margin. Margin is the area outside of border. So I will give maybe 50 pixel. So look at that. So there is 50 pixel all around right now. I mean, even you can see a lot of space on the right side, but it does not matter, right? There was already the space on the right side because our box is just the small. 300 pixel. So if there is a space on the right side, that is okay, right? See, normally what happen, every element by default start from the top left corner. Okay, every element start from top left corner. If there will be new element, it will start just below this box from the top left corner. So every element starts from the parent element top left corner. Okay, what I mean by parent, here body is the parent of the div, right? So div starts from the top left corner of the body. Similarly, heading 1 starts from the top left corner of the div, and paragraph starts from the top left corner just below the h1, right? So let's give some background color to heading 1 and paragraph also. Background color maybe orange, and paragraph background color gray. Simple enough. So look at that. So heading, if you look at the background color, right, of the heading 1, they start from the top left corner of the div, and just below that the other element start paragraph. So that is, just set up your mind, right? Elements always start from the top left corner of the parent element. If there are many elements inside the parent, they will just go in their rank, right? So what is the first rank? This is the first rank, this is the second. That's how things work. Okay, and they are responsive to the size of the parent by default. Unless and until you give some fixed width. What I have done here also for the div, I have given the fixed width, but because I just want to fit here, right? And then for experiment purpose I have done, but I will explain later, right, why you normally you don't give the fixed size to any element. Don't do that one. When you make it fixed, means they will stuck to that size always. For example, if I make this 600, right, 600 pixel, see, this element is stuck now to 600. It is not responsive. Look at here, it always be 600. Okay, but if I will remove this, right, and save, now this element is responsive. You see that it's responsive. That's why I said all elements are by default responsive to the parent. We are the one, right, who defines, I mean, when you apply like some kind of a fixed size, then you are telling by forcefully that okay, you will be this much size, right? And that is what the problem start from, because when you make something forcefully fixed, then they're not gonna be responsive. So normally let the browser decide, right, or element decide itself where it will fit. They are flexible, they can move by itself according to the size of the screen. So they are flexible. Just remember that. That is very important point. Okay, fine. Let's continue our work, right? Here I will set again, and what I will do is uh, okay, just leave it like that, right? I will not give a fixed size right now, but let's start with the first I mean, we just learned the border, right? Always there will be border top, border right, border bottom, border left. Similarly, margin will be top, right, top. Start from top. The first one is top, right, bottom, and left. If I provide 50 pixel, that is all side 50 pixel. if I provide 40 pixel, now top right, so bottom and left will be which one then? So top and bottom, right and left will be this one. Okay, if you give 20 right pixel, so always go from top, right, bottom. What will be the left? So the right one, the right will be equal to left. Clear? And if you give here maybe 10 pixel, then on the left side will be 10, top, right, bottom, left. Sorry guys. Okay, so let's continue. Now we'll be padding. Padding is the same behavior, right? But what is padding now? Padding is inside the box, basically inside the border. So if I give 20 pixel padding, look at that. That is inside the border. That is padding. Clear? And this concept is same. Padding top, padding right, padding bottom, and padding left. If you give here 20 pixel, so now top of that 20, let's make it 10, so you can see the difference. Top and bottom, left and right. If this is a 5 pixel, top, right, bottom. Save. Look at here. In the bottom, we have only 5 pixel padding. Top, right, bottom, right and left will be this one. Okay. And if you give the left maybe 10, 20 or maybe 20 pixels, that's okay. Then it change here 20 pixels. Good. So we understand now border, margin, and padding, right? Even here inside this H1 is a box also, right? So I can apply a padding, I can give padding 10 pixel all around. Nice. Look at that. Same thing, paragraph is also a box, and you can do the all this behavior with any element, because every element is a box. You must understand that. So let's do that. Padding, I will make it 5 pixel. Save. Okay, let's give more, right? Around 25 pixel. Clear? All right. What I will do, I'm gonna separate between the heading and the paragraph. So either I go here or here, right? So let me do it here. So that is separate between two box. So I must go outside of border, bottom, right? So that is margin, bottom, 10 pixel. Look at that. Or I can do here margin, top, 10 pixel. See that? So that's how things work. All right. Okay, so let's continue. All right. So we talk about the border, margin, padding. So height, width, and max width, right? Height, width, and max width. Let's look at this one. So any element, you can provide height, width, and max width. So height, so there is a box, right? So box can have a height. How much? Let's call it 200 pixel and see what happens. Let's make it more, right? 500 pixel. So go back here. So the paragraph height is 500 pixels. Look at that. So it just get big, right? It just get big. If I go 300 pixels, save, so that height reduced. All right. What happened, right? If I give height to the box here, I just make it fixed height now, 400 pixel. 400 pixel. The box one is 400 pixel, and the paragraph is 300. But I will make paragraph now 600 pixel and save. What is the problem here now? Overflow, right? Paragraph, because the box is the fixed height of 400 and paragraph is bigger than 400, that is 600, it just jump out of the box. See, so that is the problem. Okay, so that's the reason sometimes you're going to use height for certain things, but normally we don't use for everything. Okay, try to remember that. The same problem with the width also, same thing, right? Width, let's make it 600 pixel. See, now because there is no more space inside the box to fit 600, it just jump out, the paragraph jump out. So same concept apply for every element. Always remember who is the parent box and who is the child and which element you are giving height and width. You have to think if that will be problematic, right, in the responsive design. All right, so that is height and width, and I will remove this one also, so it will be responsive. It will, the height will just grow as the child grow, right? If there will be many childs, the height will be automatically grow. Clear? Okay, so next thing, max width. What is max width now, right? Max width, basically maximum width is, okay, let's give a max width 600 pixel. 600 pixel, right? So the maximum width of the paragraph is 600, but see, it did not change anything. When you have max width, nothing changed here. But look at the magic now, right? Just look at the magic. Let me move this. So maximum this paragraph can grow is 600 pixel. Maximum it will grow, right? And look at that. And when it hits 600, it will stop. No more grow. That is called max width. So any element, when you set the maximum size, it can only grow up to that size. After that, it will stop. Okay, so what will be the benefit of this max width? I will show you one good example now. Okay, so let's say, every website, right? Scaly, I think Scaly drawing. I don't know where is that, right? Okay, this one I was looking for. So normally what happen in every website, right? You're gonna have something like this. I mean, let's say this is the website, okay? This is the screen. So website, you're gonna have the header section, correct? And this is the main section. Oh my God, how I'm drawing right now. Main section, right? Main section. But there is always space on the left side and right side, correct? This is a fixed. This space will be always fixed, right? And there will be footer also on the bottom, but they all fixed. They all are fixed to certain extent, right? How are we gonna make something like that? So normally, what we do, right, when we're designing the website, you're gonna call the one box, okay? Let's call it div, right? And add everything inside this parent box. So here I will call this container, okay? Container. Clear? Right now they are 100%. This div is 100%. So I can style this container. So let's go back and select container. All right, so I just select the container here, and I'm gonna give a width of maybe let's say 1200 pixel, right? Or why 1200? Not fixed one, okay? Let's make it 90%. Width will be always 90% because 10% gap will be on the left and right, and width 12 width is 90%. Max width I will make it, maximum width will be 1200 pixel. See, maximum it can grow 1200, but if the screen size is less than 1200, then become 90%. In the mobile 90%, but in the TV, right, or large screen, stuck to the 1200 pixel. And then uh, you set the margin after that to make it in the center, right? So margin top and bottom 0, and left and right auto to make it in the center. And look at this. So see, this is okay. So because I believe we have some padding and margin to the box from before, let me comment that out. And now look at that. Yeah, look at this, right? So you can you see you don't see the main container. Okay, we don't have this right now. We did not give anything to our container, right? Let me give a border, or maybe let's give a background color of gray, something like that. Then you're gonna see clearly. Not good idea. I believe border will be better. Border of 2 pixel solid red. Okay, so it's looks something like this. Okay, paragraph max width, I will remove this also. I remove that paragraph max width, and you see now I can bring this up, no problem. So look at our container now, right? So no matter what you put inside this container, it will be always fixed like that. So I expand this, look at that. Maximum it will go 1200 pixel, but if you bring it down, it can reduce also, right? That is 90%. See, and it is in the center. That's why you have gap 5% on the left, 5% on the right side. So you can make a simple structure of your site like this. Very simple, right? Now, no matter how much content you add, for example, let's say, you can have hundreds of paragraphs here, right? Save. It just grow like this because I just put outside of that box one. It will grow like this, but it will always stuck within the main container. It will not go out of the container. See? So you just put container like that, and then you add your content inside. No matter what you want to add, just design inside here. So that is one thing I want to explain here, important one. Okay, so guys, I believe now, right, what you can do is text, just open this link, learn about text, font, I mean, yeah, text and font, right? Look at that one. This will be good enough to do our next topic, that will be the Flexbox, and I will start that one next.